Hello everyone. So I want to talk about groupthink mentality on social media. And groupthink is basically, as the name implies, where you have a group of people that are all thinking the same. It's like a bunch of yes men and yes women that are saying yes because they do not want to disturb the harmony. They don't want to disturb the peace. Like, they're all trying to stay on common ground, on the same page. They don't want any negative press. But the thing is that they're all saying yes without using critical thinking or reasoning skills. And that can be a detriment to an individual's thought process or ability to, express themselves, because everybody's saying the same thing and they want to keep it safe. So I want to back it up here a little bit. When it comes to social media, I could be operating with two minds. Yes, it is optional. Okay. You don't have to have social media, but at the same time, there are some tech companies that run our lives every day. For instance, like Amazon or Google. Like, if you're not in touch with what's happening on social media, you're behind. Think about your job. Think about your future careers. Think about, the hobbies or organizations that you're a part of. Like, social media is what connects you. So it becomes a bittersweet situation. How you manage it is how successful you are with social media. Now, with social media, we follow certain people that have the same thought pattern or reasoning as we do. We may like these people because they make us laugh. They bring joy to our lives. You like what they're doing with their lives. There might be certain things about a page that you relate to in terms of a hobby. You might be into gaming, basketball, cooking, bicycling, whatever it may be. Like, in some way, shape, or form, you relate to that social media person, page, or whatever it is. So when you get to the comment section, that's where things start to fall apart. Okay. You will have people that, because the person that made the post or the video express things one way, everybody in the comment section is also expected to think the same way as well, because again, they follow that person because they had the same thought process as them. Okay. And so when you go against the grain, when you're not a part of that groupthink mentality, that's where people start to attack you. And see, my thing is like, you might have that one person out of 1,000 who has actually looked into the situation, used their critical thinking in their reasoning, and they're saying, hey guys, I don't think this is the case, or whatever the case may be. And like, people will be like, no, that's not right, and what you're thinking, and then you feel attacked. And that's where the wars and all the disagreements and the hate comes from on social media, because there's people that choose to not be a part of the groupthink mentality. Like, for instance, I don't think Kevin Hart is funny. And if I come to like a comment section where there's people that love Kevin Hart and they think he's funny, and they're all agreeing and they're all saying the same thing because they don't want to disturb the environment, they don't want to mess up the harmony of things, like everything is fine, and they're not using their critical thinking, they're not using their rational thoughts, like, I'm gonna be out of place, because I'm thinking, okay, I'm not with everybody else here, because I know that I have seen a better stock of comedians, Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle, some more, Monique, and so forth and so on. The list goes on of funny comedians. And like, so if I look at Kevin Hart and he doesn't match them, then it's going to be everybody trying to be nice. Everybody not trying to say anything bad because they don't want to disturb the comment section or disturb the environment. Here I go, Kevin Hart, bro, you ain't funny. If I post that, I'm getting attacked, right? But I'm using facts. I'm using critical thinking on my part, on my behalf, and I just disturb the environment. So that's the whole groupthink mentality on social media, where it's just like, everybody's saying the same thing because they don't want to say anything wrong. But also think about the fact that like Kevin Hart could come at me too and be like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm funny, blah, blah, blah. And he cut a joke, and it's just like, bro, then you're still not funny. You know what I'm saying? I believe when it comes to social media, like, we should all have healthy conversations. Okay. These social media outlets can like make disclaimers all day, like, hey, stay within the guidelines, but we're not all staying within the guidelines of respect for each other when we're acting all crazy. And, you got 100 or 200 or 300 people in the comments that are all basically saying the same thing. But you got one person that's like, yo, I have my reasoning, I've done my critical thinking, and I beg to differ or I disagree. But to go a step further, like I've had, some of my favorite YouTubers like comment me in the comments because the way they are thinking is it. Okay, they feel like what they put up and what they talked about is how they feel, and there's no other way. But my thing is when you're dealing with people in the comments or people that follow you, it's very important to have a open mind to what other people are talking about. That's very important. Now, every comment section is not where you have people that are all feeling the same. There are people that may have mixed feelings. But based off of my experience in dealing with social media for years on end, like that's what I've noticed a lot of times, where if you don't feel the same, people are coming at you. And it can be cathartic for some people to do that because they feel like, I'm having a bad day, or if I can't attack another human being, I'm going to attack somebody that I totally don't even know. So again, backing up to what I was saying, having an open mind with people that disagree with you is very important. That's where the healthy conversations come into place. It's just like everybody is not thinking the same as you. Nobody should walk in fear or be in fear, especially on social media, because they're not feeling the same. They have probably looked at some other facts besides the facts that you have looked at and say, hey, let me address this. Let me express myself. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's important to follow people that that are not going to attack you because you don't feel the same as them. You have some people that are very disrespectful in their approach. We are not all perfect. However, we have to be mindful of, how we come at people and how we deal with people. Now, with the videos that I make, I will say that, that's how I feel about anything that I discussed, and 9 times out of 10, that's it. I'm not changing my mind. If you want to tell me otherwise, then if you're respectfully doing it, I will accept it. If you're disrespectfully doing it, then we have a problem. But every blue moon, my mind does shift, new developments take place, and I change my mind and I look at things from a different perspective, and I'm like, okay, I'm looking at this differently now than I was before. And that's okay. That's nothing but growth and you seeking to understand yourself and, basically reevaluating a situation, and that's okay. But I will say that lines become crossed when you state your case, but you have people that are being disrespectful in terms of their disagreements, or they're not using rational thoughts in your opinion. It just becomes a bit mixed up. For instance, like with the Kevin Samuels videos that I make, like there are a lot of people that disrespectfully disagree. And first of all, like with Kevin Samuels, I'm not going to rest too heavy on him, but I will say that I feel like he's a factor in tearing apart the Black community. I feel like he feeds into broken and naive men and women. And with him, in my opinion, being a detriment to the Black community, like I feel like that is making us work backwards. Okay, it's already enough that it's Black men versus Black women. Why do we need this? And there are people that are being raised by this man that believe that he's giving the brutal honesty and truth, when in all actuality, that's him giving his perspective, and it makes it a bit biased in terms of, the content or opinions that he gives out. So when I make my videos, I stand strong behind, how I feel. Okay, the more and more videos I watch about him, or, the more content I see from him, like it just confirms how I feel. And I understand more and more why I believe he's a detriment. But you have other people that are like, no, this man is speaking the truth, and they're caping for this man, but they're also being disrespectful to me, and they're calling me out my name. And, from this point forward, I don't know if I'll ever make a video about him again. I really don't know. He'll probably come out with another viral video. Who knows? But, my thing is to just kind of pull back, because these people are going to feel how they feel, and I'm going to feel how I feel. But, I become so adamant and so, thrown off my rocker when, you have people that say such evil and mean things. It's just like, did you really have to come at me like that over some man that you don't know? I don't know. Is it really that serious, So that's a bit off the beating path of groupthink, but I just wanted to mention that, back to the topic at hand, groupthink mentality. Like, I just encourage everybody to just continue to express yourself, to, know that you will disturb some comment sections with your thoughts. And it's fine. Some people just need to be uncomfortable. Some people just need to see things from a different perspective. It's not always going to be what that YouTuber or what that Instagrammer or that Facebook person or whatever it may be feels. And I just would hope for people to open up their minds a bit more, but that is only wishful thinking, So you guys tell me your thoughts. How do you feel about groupthink mentality on social media? People all thinking the same, and in a lot of cases not doing the full research or not seeing the full scope of things. That can be detrimental. All right, you guys take care.